Alright, well, here's another project here. Picked up this Suzuki 300 off a fella from Craigslist. He said he wanted 300 bucks for it. I said I'm not even gonna haggle with you. So but before I put it in my garage here, I wanted to make sure that it was free of mice. I seen this little hole right here. Not positive exactly why that's there. So I started to take this off. Okay, let's get these off here. And see if there's any mice in there. I don't want to introduce any mice to the house. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's see if there's any mice in here. Filter seems to be pretty clean. Huh? Alright, now we can take it inside. Alright, now that we got it in the garage here, the gentleman said that he thought that it needed a that the thing jumped time, but I don't think so. The reason being is because it just looks so doggone taken care of. I mean, you know, the thing is like, it's like, wow, you know. So let's let's see if it's getting any fuel, if it's got compression, if it's got spark. Let's go from there. Alrighty then. Now we're going to address that problem right there. Well, we're also gonna change the oil, but before we change the oil, we're gonna have to address the leaking problem. I hope it's not too extensive, but I just purchased this Suzuki 300 yesterday, and I mean, it needed a little bit of adjustment on the carburetor. The guy said that the timing was off, so I picked it up hoping maybe it may not be that issue, and it wasn't. The guy said he's just fed up with it. He doesn't want to get it fixed, so they're gonna charge him a certain amount to look at it, and he said he's just done. He's getting older. He was in his 70s, I believe, and we picked it up. It was about an hour and a half away from the house here. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's let's see what exactly is going on here. All right, let's get down here and see. Got it on these ramps here, and then I got it chucked back there. So, you know, safety first. Let's see here. What is going on? Where is it leaking at? It was pulled up a little bit further yesterday. Okay, I see something right there. Oh. The gentleman said that he only uses it in deer hunting season, and that it sits most of the time. So I'm thinking maybe it's one of those seals in the top, in the jug there. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really versed in these Suzukis, what the common problems are. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to check it out here. The oil is low, and it seems like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. Oh, what's this here? Oh, that may be our issue right there. Yep, I found it. What in the world is that? I don't know. Yeah, what was pretty cool is that he also provided me with this book here. And I love it. I love it when I purchase things with manuals, service manuals. So let's do a little bit of digging. I'll bring you back. Okay, so we went ahead and drained the oil. The filter is next. It was a 21 millimeter right underneath there. That looks like a little bit more than what is required because it's only 2-quart system. It's 1600 milliliters. If you never know, if you ever want to know how much oil goes in there, it's in milliliters on these Chinese jabbies here. Well, Suzuki's. 1600 milliliters right there. So, and these 4 volts right here is where the oil filter is. Always change that oil filter. All right, we're back. So here's that cover. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of that excess oil out of there real quick. You know. There we go. Now don't forget that spring stays right in the center there. We're going to take that spring out for now and clean her up real good. You know. There we are. Now, get a little bit of card spray. Just a tiny bit. You ain't got to try to, you know, use the whole doggone can. Wasting money and that. So we're going to take our pick, if we can find it here. Take our pick. Maybe you can use your fingernail. Let's see. Get that O-ring out of there, because the new one comes with it. The new filter. So hold on a second here. Okay, we're back. Now we're just going to take our pick here. Get that gasket out of there. Here she comes. There we go. Starting to. Alright. Put that to the side. Clean out that little groove a little bit. There you are. Take a clean rag. Very important. Keep everything nice and clean. There you are. There's a new O-ring here. Slap that right in that little groove there. Okay. So what I like to do is take a little bit of the oil that we're going to be putting in there, dab it on your finger. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Now, dab it on your finger a little bit there, nice clean oil, and put it around that seal there so it doesn't wreck it when you tighten that down there. So I'll bring you back when I get done. Alright, so we'll put our spring back in the center. Okay, so this end right here goes toward the motor. This end right here goes on top of there like that. Okay. Now it's spring loaded and all. So when you put it in there, you're gonna have to give it a little bit of force, just a tiny bit, you know, and then start your bolts. All right, so we're just gonna put that end right in there. Now there's a little thing sticking out where it kind of sits in there, so you got to kind of fill around a little bit to get it centered. So focus. Okay, there we go. So now you got to get it centered a little bit there, just a tiny bit there. So let's see here. All right, let me do this off camera because I need two hands. Now that we got our cap back on, our new O-ring, our new filter, nice and tight. Remember to make sure that that spring is center. And how you can tell if it's center, you can go back and forth a little bit to see the spring action. If it's not doing that, it won't even seat down in there. So you know, that's how you know. Let's get some oil in here. I'm gonna be using this 1040 Valvoline ATV UTV 4-stroke. I like this stuff. It's a little expensive, but I use it on all my stuff here, you know. So, and the things that I work on. So let's get to it. And remember, it's 1600 milliliters. Now, here's the milliliters. If you don't know, I'm just saying. If you don't know, here's the milliliters right here, and here's ounces. Don't worry about the ounces. And standard quart has 800, so 16, 8 and 8 is 16, 2 quarts. There you are. Now there is a sight glass. Let's see if we can. You see how it says L and F right there? This is the sight glass down here. Let's see, right there. Do you see it? Now, do you see a little bit of the fresh oil? You can start seeing it in the sight glass. Now, make sure you get all the oil out, or you won't, you know, your 2 quarts will be too much. So this is cool. It does not have a dipstick. It has a sight glass. So there goes the L and the F, like I said, right there. And make sure that it's at the full when you're doing your oil changes. Now that we see that we are at the full mark, we can go ahead and button her up. Now we're still going to try to address that other leak down there, but we're gonna take care of the oil right now. And that's a successful oil change. Okay, so I figured out what that leak was. It was coming from these tubes here, but this was completely clogged. See, now you can see the hole down there. That was completely clogged with corn from mice. So I cleaned these tubes out on the inside and clean all that out in there. So let's get this element back on here. Okay. This goes just like this. Where's that little hole at there? All right. Now, you see that hole right there? See that tube coming out? Then you get this little doodad here. And yeah, here, let me turn this around here. Oh, I dropped that down in there. Hold on a second. Doggone it. This is a disaster. Let's get it together there. Oh, goodness. Alright. Alright. You can't do this with one hand, so, but this thing right here goes over that nipple that sticks out. So, you know, you get the point. So it just goes down on there just like that. Okay. Like a little cotter looking thing. But let's get it on here. Put this on there and get her back straight. And let's see if that leak consists. I don't know what's going on there. It might be some blow by, because that tube goes from there to here. But, you know, like you said, this thing's been sitting for a little bit. And it sits, you know, just because something's sitting for a long time, it can also mess up with something sitting periodically over and over and over every single year. You know, like this gentleman, he only used this for hunting. So, you know, once a year, then he just put it right back into the garage and didn't use it anymore. So, yeah. You know, we're going to turn her around. We're going to make this a nice little quad. Okay, let's see how she does. Now, you remember this one, it had that leak down there, but it just ended up being that blow-by from too much oil and gas being in the motor there, but we did an oil change. So, yeah, she's nice. Yeah, I think I might keep this one. I like, you know, I like the older stuff. You know, that's just me, but I like, you know, this is $300 off of Craigslist. The guy thought the timing was bad, I mentioned earlier. But, you know, you just never know. And, you know, we really saved it from, you know, the scrapyard, you know. And you just remember, folks, it's just nuts and bolts. So, being that said, have a great day and God bless.